Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to Scarland, a land where we take survival building to the extreme. And we're here at Scod Ranch for episode 2 of our super awesome ranch house build. So let's get this episode underway. And it's great to have you back here in Scod Ranch working on episode 2. So let's get right into it. And of course, this is where we left off in our last episode. We've got everything all arranged and ready to go structurally wise. We have our porch, we have our walls, we have all of our posts looking super fancy. So if you haven't seen episode 1, I highly encourage you to definitely check it out. But what we're going to work on today is establishing the detail. Now, I'm doing this a little earlier in the build just to kind of give you guys a better idea on how the design of the house is going to look and feel. So that's why I'm kind of setting up some scaffolding and working on our porch today. So we're going to start getting into the nitty-gritty details, which is my personal favorite part of it anyway. So my friends, let's get right into it. So we're going to bring these guys out about 2 blocks like so and just get right into it. Now, if you guys haven't seen my April Fool's video from yesterday, I also highly encourage you to check that out. It was really fun. We put together a fun little dirt house. We have a little surprise at the end, so definitely stay tuned until the end. Some people didn't get it, which was kind of disappointing a little bit. But what can you do, my friends? What can you do? All right, so next thing we're going to do here is we're going to start kind of building up the edges here, but not with that. There we go. So I'm so glad you guys are excited for a brand new house build here in Scarland, which I love these builds in particular. Like, these are some of my favorite here's some of my favorite builds here in Scarland. So it's always exciting to start a brand new project here. So as you can see, what we've done here is just put 2 blocks out on either side. We set these guys here, we put those down there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this block, we're going to place down 1, and then this is 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful, wonderful, awesome. And we'll just jump on back down. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun making that video. To be honest, I kind of like the design of that house, and I may incorporate that actually into a future build, but maybe not out of wood. I mean, in wood. Something along those lines I think would be probably pretty good. So yeah, that looks pretty good, right? That looks nice, I think. We could always kind of build this up just a little bit more, just to give that a little bit more of a thickness. We might be able to saw off the bottoms just ever so slightly if we take out these pieces. And then what we could do is replace that. And Chili just made the loudest snore I've ever heard a cat make. Anyway, I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, my friends, that looks nice. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to sneak back here. We're going to take out some of our light wool, and we're going to place down just a couple sneaky blocks right here. So just a couple temporary blocks for us to work with here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start right here. We may actually remove quite a few of these blocks, but we're just going to get a really good kind of start on this. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to fill this all in. And my question to you guys today is, this little section we're building right now, I haven't decided the official color. I'm using a couple different wools, and I just want to get your guys' opinion on which one you guys like best, as this is kind of an accent kind of color to kind of liven up the colors a little bit with the darker woods. But I also could go with some other colors, so you guys got to let me know which one you like best. So from here now, my friends, what we're going to do is we're going to place down some blocks like so. So we're going to start laying out some of these guys like this. So just getting some of this dark chocolate built up along the edges like so. And then we're going to bring these all the way up to here. There we go. Looking good, my friend. Looking good. And we'll just jump on down here and do the same. So I just find these to be important, especially I'm actually going to replace this block eventually, but it's just going to go there for continuity at the moment. I like to do these types of videos a little bit in the beginning just to kind of establish the feel of the build. I think that's kind of an important aspect. And what I'm going to do over here, see this little wool block we placed? We're going to put down a sneaky block, another sneaky block, and then I'm going to start adding these going this way. Ooh, did you see those skills? Those were some gymnastic skills there. Nice, I like that. There we go. But it's nice to kind of get the design down so I can kind of show you guys where we're going to kind of go with the whole design of the build. So this will give you kind of sense before we start working on some major parts of the build, like are the roofs and the second story and all of those different wonderful things. All right, I'm gonna place down another one there, and then we're just gonna continue to work our dark chocolate all the way up to the top. And then we're going to sneak over here. We're going to add another block. And once again, try not to fall and break our leg because that's never fun. There we go. Put these guys along here in the interior section like so. And then I had some ideas too. I think this will look pretty good. I think there's still a couple areas for improvement, but I think we're actually making some decent progress here. Put that one down like so. Now, one thing is pretty cool, my friends, is I finally saw Star Wars. It's been a long time, and it turns out it's actually just coming on Blu-ray very soon anyway. But I finally got to go to the theater, got to see it, and I got to tell you, I absolutely loved it. It's everything that I wanted from a Star Wars movie. It's got a perfect blend of everything. I mean, there's some legitimate criticisms here or there, but for the most part, I loved it. I just came out of there just happy and just like reliving all the different moments in my head. And that's what I love about good movies is, you just come out of it just happy and excited, like, man, that was cool. Can't wait to see it again or something along those lines. I made a video in 2012 or 2013 when Disney acquired Lucasfilms and they announced the movie about how I was personally excited about the movie and how these people that were making it, I follow their careers. Like I know how these people tick inside and I know they're going to make a great movie. A lot of people disagreed with me. Turns out maybe Scar was right on that. There we go. I'm going to place this block right here. But there was some legitimate criticisms that people had of like my talking points. But in the end, pretty sure I was right on those. They just did such a great job with, one thing I'll tell you that I liked a lot. C-3PO. You know why I like C-3PO? Because he was in it the perfect amount. Very, very little, but just enough to give you a quick laugh. And that's what I like, because C-3PO was so overdone in the prequels, and he just kind of ruined the character for me a little bit. In this one, he was perfect. He showed up, he had a red arm, and then he went away. You kind of got a laugh. Oh, C-3PO, cool. But he wasn't overdone. He wasn't, and that's what was so wonderful about the way J.J. Abrams kind of did everything, is he did it just enough to be perfect. And that's what I absolutely loved about it. There we go. Put that guy right there and sneak on over here. Put that guy on that side. Looking good, my friends, looking good. And just think like all the amazing animatronics, the puppets, and all those different things that were added to the movie that, they didn't have to add all that stuff. They could have done all the CG on this, that, and the everything, but they didn't. They took time to actually build practical effects, which was so noticeable. I mean, yeah, there's a ton of CG, but that was amazing on its own. But the puppets and all the little animatronics and different things like that hanging out were so cool to see. All right, my friends, let's kind of take a look at that. Oh, I love it. And that's kind of what we're working to. So, my friends, give me 1 second. Let me kind of catch my breath, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. And as you can see, I started to establish some of the design on this side of the building. And of course, it's going to be replicated to the exact over here. So let's jump on over here and start on this side. So as we were talking about Star Wars and things of that nature, Star Wars, and especially that particular franchise, is a great motivation. And I don't know about you guys, but when I see movies, especially like that, it really inspires me to create things, make things, want to actually make videos and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's just the creative nature of the whole thing that is Star Wars, the universe, the characters, the worlds, and all that stuff. It's just really inspiring and always makes me really want to start creating stuff, making art, just making videos, creating new builds and stuff like that. It's just always a huge inspiration to me, and seeing actually a good Star Wars movie can really, really inspire me to create stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but that seems to be the case for me. And Star Wars over time has actually inspired so many of the great filmmakers that we have today. And that's pretty cool about that particular franchise. And there we go. Put that along there. And we're just going to fill these pieces here. And one of the things that I really liked about Star Wars was the opening sequences with Ren on Jakku. And let me put these guys right there. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but she lives in an AT-AT or Imperial Walker. I mean, how cool is that? A crashed Imperial Walker or AT-AT, whoever you want to call it. Like, that's the coolest thing. Like, super cool points right there. And apparently they eat expandable blue bread, which if that's not in Star Wars Land, when Star Wars Land opens at Disneyland, I'm going to be sad. I'm going to be very, very sad that there's no expandable blue bread. So put that right there. Looking good, my friends, as you can see. We're going to get our establishing detail all built in here, which I think is really cool. So speaking of establishing detail, that's what I think is so important with movies, and especially movies these days that are forgetting some of these key components to movies, is you need to take a little break, stop down, slow down a little bit, see the character just kind of interacting with their natural habitat, their home, their foods, their different things like that are so important. And nowadays movies just want to zip through and bam, 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 here we go, woo. But it's good to take a break once in a while. And I like that about the start of the movie. Yeah, the movie was action packed and never quite stopped, but at least in the beginning, they took a second, kind of showed where she lived, what she did, and stuff like that. And I find that to be so important, especially more and more movies are kind of like forgetting some of those components and they're just zipping through. I would like to have seen a little bit more with Finn. Finn would have been cool to kind of see a little bit more into the life of a stormtrooper. I believe that Finn was the first stormtrooper ever to take his helmet off, and I guess Captain Plasma, I think her name was, which I was really surprised not to see any more of her in the movie. But let's see, put this down right there. I bet we'll probably see more in the future. But anyway, mentioned that you are not authorized to remove your helmet. Let's see, that was more of like a wizard's voice. Anyway, put that down right there. Yeah, that looks really cool. Anyway, it would have been cool to see a little bit more of that maybe as a stormtrooper, he was excited to kind of go into battle and be all victorious and all that stuff. But once he actually did go into battle and like, yeah, we're gonna go kill some villagers, but turns out it's not like that. It's not like that at all, and kind of how it showed in the, well, what is going on? My controls are all freaking out. But look, you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're probably trained to get all like riled up and wild about going into battle, but of course, that's not how it really is. And when he did go into battle, you know, things were much, much different. And that's when, of course, things started to change for him. But it would have been cool to see him with other stormtroopers, you know, all kind of riled up and ready to go for the battle. And then, you know, once he did get there, things completely changed and it wasn't at all what he expected. So I don't know. I think that they could have done maybe just a little bit there, but the movie was quite long. So, you know, there really wasn't a lot of place for stuff like that anyway. The only other change I would have maybe made was to kill off that one important character a little bit later, maybe in the second movie, and had Ren become more of, you know, be that more of a mentor, become part of the crew, if you will. And then in the second movie, kill that character off. And then the third movie could be add a little more of a revenge to it. But you would be getting more of a connection between that character and Ren. I just think that would have been cool if we could have seen more of them together, flying around doing cool things. All right, my friends, there we go. I think that is definitely looking good. So let's jump up here and get going a little bit more on this top section. Because that's kind of where I want to work over here. So let's walk up to the top here. And as you can see, we kind of started some establishing details over here. So this is kind of where we're going to start. We're going to kind of do the similar pattern on this side over here. So why don't we just jump down and try not to break our legs, because that's always very important here in Minecraft. And we're almost out of apples. I did go and get some hay. I got a giant hay bale. Getting supplies for, what in the world? What am I even using? Oh, there we go. I needed a couple extra materials, so I just spent, you know, like 20 minutes going back and forth in other areas of Scarland. I ate all my apples, trying to get my extra supplies. It's super not easy to get around right now because we are a long ways away from civilization here in Scarland. But that's okay. It's fun to build a little ways away. Some people were asking where we actually are. We're a little bit a ways away from the back of the greenhouses. So the greenhouses are literally just kind of like right over there. So yeah, we're kind of in a new area, which I'm kind of excited about too. Exploring, doing different things. I think it's pretty cool, my friends. Pretty cool. So next thing we're doing here is, as you can see, we're kind of building up these sections like this. See how we kind of did that? And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect here and then connect on top of that like so. And then let me just scoot over here. I'm going to remove that block and I'm going to remove this one. Actually, I'm just going to put a sneaky block there and put one right there. Oh, I'm holding that carpet again. I'm holding that carpet again. That's what I had to go and get. That's what took so long. And that's when I had decided, man, we're going to need some more food here. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, Star Wars is just an inspiring franchise. It always makes me want to create. And I just started to, once I got home, just started coming up with new ideas and different things like that. And I was just so happy to have a really good Star Wars movie. Did it break new ground and was the most innovative Star Wars movie ever? No, it really wasn't. But you know what it was? It was just a solidly good movie. And I really, really enjoyed my time watching it. And that's what made me happy. There we go. And when I was watching it, I wasn't thinking, whenever I see a movie, if I start thinking about how I would have done it better in the actual movie, then it's not that great of a movie. But when I watched that, I was fixed on it the whole way through. Not till I got home and had more reflection that, I came up with other ideas on how maybe things could have gone here or there. But for the most part, I absolutely loved it. And I'm just so happy that there was a good Star Wars movie again. The prequels were fine. They really were okay. They just weren't Star Wars, and they could have just been so much better. Did I absolutely hate the prequels? No, I didn't really absolutely hate them, but I just felt like they could have had so much more potential, and they could have been so much better. When I was a kid, when I was young, when I watched the first one, I liked it. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, I had a Jar Jar action figure. I had, like, the little droid characters. Like, I had all the little toys and stuff, and I played with them. But you know, once you kind of have more reflection of the series, you kind of see where areas of it could have been a little bit better. But yeah, I think they're okay. They're not that bad, but they definitely could have been much better. And let's get a little bit of a perspective. See how we're doing. Oh, I'm loving it. Look at all that detail. Aha, I absolutely love it. So next thing I want to do here is I just want to jump up in this little section right here real quick. So I'm going to put down just a little bit of scaffolding, and I'm just going to work myself upwards a little bit. Maybe just jump down just ever so slightly. And what I want to do is I want to carve out this section right here. And I just want to put an extra block like that. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick that like that. As you can see, I just want to clean that up ever so slightly and just add just a little more detail here. I think that will look quite a bit better. So just put a block right there and then loop that piece like so. And then let's jump back here. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back a little bit. So I'm just going to stick back here just a little bit like so. Scaffold upwards here, and see this little section right here? I'm going to remove this piece right there, and I'm going to connect into here and pull that outwards like that. That looks pretty good. I like that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this piece. I'm going to place something like right there, and then sneak back over here, remove these pieces, and let them flip in. Look at that. See how those flip together? I love it. I'm loving it, and that is the way we are going to roll with that. I think that'll look really cool. We'll sneak on back down here, and I would love to get your guys' opinion on Star Wars, and I'm stuck in a sneaky ghost block right now. But like I said, I want to get your guys' opinion. Let me see if I can get unstuck from this, and I will be right back. And welcome back. So as you can see, remember the pattern, how we did this? We did 2 blocks, and then block upwards like that. The way we're going to kind of connect these together to the main roof here is a little bit tricky, but we can do it. We can do it together. See how we do that? We just put a solid block right there, and then we'll just take this all the way to here, as you can see, and then this block right here. I'm just going to put this is temporary right here, but as you can see, and then eventually we're going to start bringing these blocks like that, and then it'll all be stair blocks, and that will make up the entire roof of the design. And then we'll just bring these last blocks all the way together like that. And then let's jump across here and just check to see how all this side's working together. So after we finish this little section, I have one more thing on the main archway that I want to show you guys. And then after that, I need your help. That's right. I need your guys' help because we're having an issue somewhere else in Scarland that I need you guys to take a quick look at. And then of course, we're going to remove that because these pieces, of course, will go like that. And there we go. We have that section all complete. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop down here one more time, scaffold our way back up to here. And what we're going to work on here is I'm just going to back up just ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, I just want to try something. If this works, it doesn't, who knows? We'll just see how it goes. So first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to sneak back a block right. I think I'm going to do it right there. And then from there, I'm going to stick this piece right there like that. And then I'm going to go like that. See how we kind of connected those pieces together like that? And then we can bring these ones over here. Now, these are little details. So these are the very, very small details that we can always change. You know, if we don't like it in the end, or if we want to change it up a little bit, we totally can. And I feel like I've gone completely wild with this side, or that this side may have been just a little different than the others. Hold on, my friends. Hold on. We'll figure this out together. We'll figure it out. Oh, here we go. We just put it like that. Haha, there we go. Wonderful. I may even stick like a block back here or a torch on that back side right there. It might actually light that up so this interior is just a little more bright. But let's now go off, take a look at our design today. And like we talked about, we wanted to establish color and design today. So this is the basic design work that we're going to use throughout the entire house. So if we look at the color palette and the different materials and how they flow together, that is the basic design of the entire house. As you can see, we have our beautiful archway leading into the porchway of the house. We have all of the porchway details complete and ready to go. So let's get one more kind of look at that. Oh, I love it. So much detail all built up there. And once we get the actual roof line built, oh, so excited. I think this will come out really cool. But my friends, it is time to head back to the modern bridge build because I need your help once again with it. All right, and welcome back to the west side of Scarland once again. And remember how we had the kind of decision to make on what color of the stained glass support structures that we were going to use for our new bridge. So we had the white stained clay over there, and we had the cyan on this side. So remember how we were trying to decide like which one looked best. Now the cyan looks better in the day, and that's the one you guys chose. Now the issue is when it's nighttime, things completely change. And welcome to the nighttime. And as you can see, the cyan clay melts away and the white stained clay glows a little more at night. So it's kind of a predicament on which one I want to choose. I'm starting to lean a little bit more towards the white, but the cyan looks better. So once again, guys, can you give me your opinion on which one you like better in the day and at night? So until next time, my friends, it's always a pleasure to make you videos, and hopefully you enjoyed. And if you did, a like rating would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter.